POKIMANE is back and playing Valorant, but she's stuck in the depths of Diamond. Why is this? She's hit Immortal before, so what's holding her back? I've identified 3 common issues: plant positioning, communication, and Util usage. By watching this video, I have no doubt we can help Poki rank back up to Immortal and help you guys along in the process.
What the You know, maybe I can just push because
you gotta ask.
their cipher is dead, so.
No. Okay, so this is a major issue that a lot of my students have. It's just guessing. In this moment, we have a perfect opportunity to start communicating to our team and starting to inspire an environment where people are talking with each other. One of the issues that so many students have all the time is they're constantly complaining about the lack of communication with their teammates. Well, what if I told you that if people don't speak on your team, it's partially your fault? And the reason why is because you're not inspiring as a leader to talk. For example, POKIMANE has a perfect opportunity right now as she's moving up to start asking information of her teammates over on B. What are the number situations here? What is happening towards B? This will give greater clarity on if POKIMANE should push up. Because here's the worst case scenario. Let's say that Poki doesn't say anything and we're working under an assumption. As we all know, assumptions make an ass out of you and me. So let's just say that we go under assumption, and all of a sudden, because we're going under assumption, we find 3 people that are sitting right here as we're moving up and exposing ourselves to not only tiles but the attacker-sided angle. So we need to be very clear in this situation when we're deciding to start a flank and asking for information so we make the best decisions possible. This will probably lead to problems down the road. See, right now what I'm worried about is she's moving up through middle, but we have no idea what's happening. Of course, the door is opening here, so clearly there's going to be a threat. And see how shocked we are. Look how shocked POKIMANE is in her face. She's like, oh, this is happening right now. That's crazy. And what's stopping her from being attacked from behind right now? Again, with someone else from behind. As what happens. So see the confusion here. Now, obviously the confusion comes from a lack of information that could have been collected from our teammates over on B. So asking to be enabled, asking for this kind of key information is huge, and also inspires a really good communication with all of your teammates and allows them to start communicating more in game as well.
Should I try to talk to my team?
Yes, you should. POKIMANE has an awesome opportunity right now in this situation to be able to set up their Jet for a good fight. I always recommend initiator mains play with their duelists to be able to do this kind of thing. And quite simply, all that POKIMANE needs to do right now is quickly ask Jet, what's your intention on this round? Do you plan on attacking forward? If so, let me throw a flash for you. The flash that could be thrown is right back here where she's starting to stand right now and tossing it straight up into the air. This will get information. The aggressive push from Jet is fine and totally works. It's just a matter of you need to read this as an initiator. At the very least, if your duelist is not communicating this, ask, and if they're not going to answer you, you should be able to know from their posture what you're going to do and throw flashes for them to set them up. Initiate the play. So in this round, we do have Thrash enabled right now, and it could be used to retake this bomb site on B. So immediately I'd be communicating if I was Poki that I'm throwing down this Thrash, which she did not do here. And it looks like 2, maybe 3 have been detained. Now she needs to control her tempo here, because it is a 4v2. There's no need to push forward here. And she is going to get isolated because of this. So this was a matter of dopamine effect. When you get those immediate detains with the Thrash, it's very, very tempting to just barrel roll into the bomb site and try to collect your value. Most of the time when you are thrashing from deep, it's on your teammates' responsibility to collect that value, not on for you. In this situation, if you look at what's going on, we have full utility. Obviously, we thrashed out, we got some value there, but it's not necessarily our job to be getting those fights or those frags. So in this situation, throwing the Dizzy in to be able to support that push, fantastic. But I feel we move to the right here, and that would be a much better position for us to go for, as opposed to trying to challenge for the frags. Throwing in a wingman right now to be able to clear out. All greed could have been used for defending or defusing the bomb. And then the final nail in the coffin, the separation of the fight. Had we controlled the back end of the site, we would keep the enemy in front of us and keep them in the front end of the site here, and that would have made our lives that much more easier on the post plant. But because we overextended, because we wanted to look for frags, because we let their dopamine kind of take over here, we put ourselves in a nasty position and get isolated in a 1v2 situation which no one could have traded. It's very, very tempting as POKIMANE to decide to move forward, and for any other player to decide as Gecko to move forward on a Thrash. But you got to remember that Thrash enables other people, and Thrash also needs to be enabled itself. Whenever you're throwing a Thrash, you always want to be asking for key information or key utility to be able to get you into a better position, because Thrash is easily taken out just by a couple of shots. So being able to throw a couple pieces of utility to support that Thrash in moving into the bomb site, very, very key. And it also helps alert your teammates to be in better positions to be able to get value off of Thrash when you're moving it in. Okay, so if you watched my previous POKIMANE video, you know what I'm going to talk about right here. In this situation, we notice right off the bat, POKIMANE is throwing her Dizzy in through the window. First of all, as we talked about earlier on, throwing the Dizzy away from a spot where you cannot recover it, big no-no. The second issue is something that we've seen with her Sova VOD in the previous game, throwing into Dart almost instantaneously off the start in B main. What kind of value does that actually get you? We know that there could be someone there, so we're just confirming what we already know. So what does it do for us? Well, it doesn't enable our teammates to move up into position to take good fights, so that's not going to be the case. Does it get us info? Sure it does, but it's always stuff that we know, so we're not really getting a ton out of this. Now, taking your Gecko like this and throwing it straight up into the air like that will not only allow you to get your Dizzy back, but also be able to set up a trap play for someone or for a team going into this kill zone right here. And it can be very, very difficult for attacking teams to be able to move to this position and deal with both elbow and main at the same time. So this is more of a spot where you'd be able to get that info, which is what I believe POKIMANE's trying to do, and also give you the ability to pull back Dizzy, which could be used in a later part of the round. This overkill of the Dizzy use right here can cause us problems in the future end of this round. Again, problem with the Dizzy.
Blinded there. I should have waited till we go in.
Ah, she caught it. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
This would be a perfect time to throw a Dizzy. Yeah, and there's our issue. So we go back and you can see the absolute shock on POKIMANE's face. Again, we talked about it right here. Throwing that Dizzy willy-nilly. You need to understand that Gecko is very much a retake setup agent. Right here, we're throwing a flash that really enables nobody. There's no attacker or no defender on our team that is going to be able to benefit off this because of the smoke. Waiting a few more seconds than initiating or even throwing a Dizzy from this position right here, right over the wall, can be huge for your teammates trying to retake from CT or A main respectively. Now this could be used as a piece of initiating utility to be able to clear out all these nasty angles, including the corners over here. Even if it's thrown high enough, you can see the backside of this box as well, close up, anything like that. We'll clear out all these angles as well as elbow and be able to give our team a little bit more information as to what they're dealing with on their retake and their post plan. Controlling this utility, controlling when you're throwing it, very, very important, and just having a little bit more patience, POKIMANE will see a lot more benefit in ranked matches.
Are you ulting in B?
Actually, you follow Phoenix. I'm gonna get the orb B.
So I'm going to give credit right now to POKIMANE that she's actually giving out information as to what she plans on doing, which is more than most of my students can say. Always have a pre-round plan and inform your team what your intention is with your utility. Obviously, grabbing the orb here. Now, the big key that we're going to be looking for in POKIMANE's communication is asking for set utility to make said Thrash a little bit more effective. Let's watch.
Yes! It's mine!
Okay, so as you can see, Thrash is taken out extremely easy here. So what could you ask to be able to enable the Thrash more? Now, obviously, Thrash is taken out very easily from distance. So set smokes in positions that you would have to ask for in any of these locations, for example, can help be able to enable Thrash. Of course, following up with paranoias as well. These are just examples of things that you could ask for. In this particular comp, we do have an Omen, so asking Omen to be enabled in this position allows your Thrash to now be more effective in the scaling of the utility. Throwing it into a certain place will also enable your duelist to now follow it in and collect that space that the Thrash has gained off of just popping it simply. So always, whenever using your Thrash, find ways and opportunities to get people to enable your Thrash to be able to get a little bit more value, set up a really good detain, and easily execute on the bomb sites. Oh boy, it's going to cause a problem, I can tell right now.
Can we get a smoke?
Okay, So this is a very, very common plant spot I see all the time, and I absolutely hate it. Obviously, there's times when you need to plant here, and obviously those times are when you don't have full control of the site. But in this situation right now, 4v4, we have good control. You always want to try to plant as open as you possibly can. Don't just default on this spot every single time. Planting open gives you more options to play off the bomb site and play this bomb from different locations. You can see it from CT, you can see it from main, you can see it from elbow, you can see it from back site. It gives you so many more opportunities. The big factor I'm seeing as being a big threat here is the fact that Gecko Walt is active right now, and that's going to be really difficult to be able to hold a post-plant position from the bomb site itself. So being able to spread out from that bomb site is going to be incredibly important here in the situation.
Oh.
So now they're on flank, they're all wrapped around. This could be a really big trouble for POKIMANE as the plant is not for us.
Nice.
I can ult.
On the A main side. Here comes the Gecko ult. Oh jeez, here we go.
Frick. I mean.
So now in a 2v3 situation, she decides to wrap around. This is probably the worst thing you can do right now as the bomb is not planted for you. And now in a 1v3 situation, it's going to be really difficult again for this post-plant situation and position that she's chosen. It's going to be tough.
Too many peepos.
And of course, this is what we expected. So really the name of the game here is plant as open as you can whenever you can. So where can you plant on the A bomb site? Well, there's a few options. The first option is going to be right into the open corner like this. Now this is the best option because you're able to see it from elbow really deep, see it from CT, see it from A main. You're also able to see it from the backside box. So it's a very, very open plant, and this one I don't see enough students planting there on a regular basis. Generally along this line right through here is usually a good spot that you can plant on. Anywhere within here is good because you can see it from multiple angles. Generally speaking, you want to plant as open as you can, especially in the situation that POKIMANE found themselves in, where there is a Gecko ult active and a bunch of other ults active. And this will allow you to spread from the bomb. Ideally, what you want to do is defend the bomb from as far a distance as you possibly can, because then it's harder to be able to pick you off in the stretch out positions that you could potentially be playing in as a team who's trying to retake like this, having to clear out so many different angles. So general rule of thumb, plant as open as you possibly can, you'll see a lot more success. I'm hoping this video has given you a lot more perspective on how to rank up in game. If you have any questions, leave some in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.